Shalom, HALALYAM, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, and QADASH. The honors to the elders and apostles are at MILLSTONE to teach me well. Peace and salutation to be to the hopeful elect. But that tells I'm coming at you from the Prophets in Babylon camp here in Tampa, Florida. This lesson's going to be going into Wendy Williams. Alright, if I can grab some images, or I can just grab this article picture. You should know her face. But back when the C9 YAHAWAH came out, she was on the news, and she was talking about how people should get it and stuff like that. You know, how it was good for them. And she got it, you know. From what I know, she got it. And on the news, while she was, you know, mid-speech, talking on her personal show or whatever, she froze. Like mid-sentence, she just froze, and she was in a place of, like, she looked like she just didn't know where she was or who she was, and she was in complete shock, man. You know, started shaking, and they had to get her off camera and cut the tape. Okay, and this was right around. This is literally during the time of the C9 YAHAWAH, when it was at its peak. Okay. Now it says Wendy Williams diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia and aphasia. Alright. It says the former talk show host was diagnosed last year after undergoing several medical tests. Actor Bruce Willis was diagnosed with identical ailments in 2022. So you see these there's no coincidence that these diagnoses are coming out a year or 2 years later, you know, of you know, the birth of the C9, yeah, man, the C9 yabba dabba doo, that venom, man. Okay, and you got all these people getting diagnosed with these symptoms that concern brain problems, you know, from the C9. There was all sorts of things that you found out that was in that venom, man. DNA altering juice. Okay. All sorts of, you know, they say there was HIV in there. Okay. Certain strains of hepatitis. And a lot of very dangerous chemicals that can be very damaging and harmful to the brain, man, and to the body's organs. So it's no coincidence they had to pull her off of her talk show from freezing up. You know, she was one of the people inside of these. I'm gonna call it wax injured videos. Hopefully that's not too close. But this is in transit, by the way, so lucky if I failed to mention. So I can't really read the article that well because I'm trying to focus on the road as well. So Salakia and have patience with me, Baba Kusha. But it starts out by saying former talk show host Wendy Williams has been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, her team said in a statement Thursday. Now, let me grab the definition of these things so we know what she's actually dealing with here. So I don't know if it's going to mention it in this thing, in this article. Yeah, it mentions it right here. So it says drop it down to like the fourth paragraph. It says primary progressive aphasia is a nervous system syndrome that affects a person's ability to communicate, according to the Mayo Clinic. People who have it often have trouble expressing their thoughts and can lose their ability to communicate. So like people who have it often have trouble expressing their thoughts and can lose their ability to speak and write. And it ain't no coincidence, man. The Lord took that from her. She's a media. It says she's a media talk show host and a writer. And she's also a writer. So this fucking just took away what she was. It took her life from her, man. You know, because that was her life. Okay, that's what made that woman. Knowing her for being this talk show and this writer. Now you know her for not being able to do any of those things. Okay, and you know what took that from her? Esau, Edom. So you gotta see you understand why these people are gonna rise up against Esau and Edom. The people are gonna be upset. You know. Going to be riots, uproars of the people, and insurrections against governments because of what this government has taken from the people. They can't get it back. Okay, you can't buy it back. Perfect health, man. Okay, that says. Symptoms typically begin before the age of 65. It says frontotemporal dementia, or FTD, refers to a group of diseases that primarily affect the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain. The Mayo Clinic said it is usually associated with behavioral and personality changes and difficulty with language. Sheesh, man. So you see how that, digressed for her, man. You know. And this C9 yab has ruined many people's lives, and even taken lives. Taken many lives. Okay. And she still has her life, but now her life's a living hell. A lot of people would rather just go out, get taken out, than to be afflicted with the afflicted with the illness or ailment that severely impacts your quality of life, man. Okay, a lot of people rather just be taken out. But she has to suffer these things, because she made the choice to go and get poked in her arm by the devil. And Jake is most affected by these things because sin still has consequence in our people. But these other nations, these heathens, the laws wasn't given to them, so they're not subject to punishment for breaking them like we are. Alright, so I'm gonna grab this real quick. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 23, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. It's like it. And the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard. And the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shit, so like it. And the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. So by Babylon's sorceries, she deceived all nations. And not just the countries, they're literally going to all the countries around the world, but all nations, all types of people as well. Babylon got, if not, then almost all different types of nations dwelling within it. People from other countries come here. They call it America, land of the free, home of the brave, whatever. Pretty much welcoming everybody. It's a huge diversity, a huge country full of a diversity, man. Meaning different types of people, different traditions, all sorts of things here in America, man. But for by thy sorceries will all nations deceive, and there's very much sorcery going on around the time of the C9 Yab, okay? Because they were influencing people to get it, and even bribing Jake to get it. Which is trickery, man. Okay? And playing upon people's lusts just to get them to fall for this okie doke, man. That's something a devil would do. Slack you. Hiccups. This book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So you're gonna see uproars. I mean, we've seen uproars already, but you're gonna see very gruesome uproars, man. Biblical portion uproars, like you've never seen before. These people are going to be killing each other. Many people are going to die in these riots and these uproars. These uproars and these riots are going to be like tiny wars within the country, man. Okay, ain't going to be no normal riots. Ain't going to be no peaceful protests. Okay, it's going to be something serious. They shall not regard. I want to grab that real quick. Just like I just got hiccups out of nowhere. Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 16. For there shall be, no matter of fact, Second Ezra 15 and verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They ain't gonna regard Biden or Trump. They ain't gonna regard their governments or their mayors. They ain't regard none of that shit, man. They taking everybody on. Because what? They've been deceived. They've been tricked. And now somebody's got to pay for it. Because these people are going to be upset. It says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So, hey, what America let us say? Together we stand, or united we stand, divided we fall. Well, these people are about to unite against their own government. Okay, and then it's going to get so bad that they're going to become divided against each other, because the love of many going to wax cool, man. And people are going to begin killing each other after they done killed the governments. You had that similar thing happen in Sri Lanka, where the riots, uproars got so bad they raided the presidents or whatever they call him over there. They raided his estate, okay, and took all of his stuff out of his mansion. You seen people in the streets wearing all of his shit and all of his possessions, you know. They destroyed his house. But those are the times we're coming into. All right, next, and what's next is persecution of the prophets. You know, from there, things are going to get very bad, because they're going to put their hands on the Lord's elect, man. Okay, and once they do that, the Lord's going to get heated, and he's going to turn up on Babylon. All right, but I truly hope this lesson was edifying to you. I and YAHAWAH to listening to the sincerity. Until next time, Yeshua, I give all glory, honor, and praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.